Hey, hey, hey! Hi guys! Tara here in the craft cabin for day, I think this is craft 32 and in our craft challenge. So hope you are well today. Julie is with me today. Julie, come say hello, 2 meter distance. Hello. That's Julie. Julie works in the craft cabin as well. We're closed, but the girls are very kindly coming in doing a little bit of work. So Julie today is doing up unicorn craft kits. And what else are you doing? Unicorn craft kits and lots of different crafty kits that we sell. Knitting kits, yeah, doing animal knitting kits and craft kits as well. Oh, Neve says hi, Julie.
Who says?
Neve online here says hi, Julie.
Hi, Neve.
Neve and Avian watch every day, so they are there are some of our favourites. We've lots of favourites on here. But anyway, hello everyone. Hope all is well with you wherever you are. Neve, whereabouts in the world are you actually? I don't know where you are. Do let me know. So today, well, last night I was thinking again of what things do we not have in our craft village. So I was thinking of different things. So I was writing a little list of fun things that we could do. I do think our village might have an alien invasion at some stage. I was thinking about that last night. And we've done no birds either as well, so we do have to do some birds. So we'll do some bird crafts maybe next week. Yeah, we'll do some birds next week. But I came across a really pretty small little craft and I thought, oh my god, that looks so gorgeous, because I was reading last night about some of the festivals being called off. So I suppose maybe I was thinking of festivals, and you know what screams outdoor festival like a little teepee. Oh, wouldn't this be lovely? Imagine going to Codaline and staying in this little bio. Oh, Neve, you're from Offaly in Burr. Ah, right. Fantastic, guys. So this is what we're going to make today, is our own little teepee. So how about that? So it is a little bit footery. You do have to make it with little tabs and things and stick all the tabs together, but it is worth it because I think it is gorgeous. So you can come up with lots of different designs and things on your one. We are going to do one, we'll do one maybe a wee bit bigger than this one. Susan from Cork. Hi Susan, how are you? Hope all is well in the Daly household today, if there's anyone else watching with you. So we are making our teepees. So we're going to do this one. I have feathers, so I used feathers on the top of mine, but if you don't have feathers, you can just do it plain, or you can use little scraps of paper and you could cut out feathers, couldn't you? Absolutely, you could cut out some feathers. So I'm going to show you how to do these. I said they're a little bit footery, but I know you can do it. I know you can. So this one, you do need a ruler for this one, so do make sure you've a ruler hanging about. So let's get to it. I'm going to bring this down here. Like that. So hello. So I'm starting with a A4 sheet of paper, just a plain one. This is a cream one. I don't have any white, so I'm just going to use cream on this one. I'm going to fold it in half and cut it, just because it's easier to work with when it's in half. And if I fold it tightly at the top, I can tear it rather than cut it, which I tend to do. Okay, so I have 2 sheets. So I will use the second one, but I'm going to work first on my first one. So with these ones, what you need to make is like these. So you need 4 little triangles, and it doesn't matter what size the triangles are. I found the best ones to make them a little bit longer than they are wider. So I'll show you how to do that. But you also need to make little tabs on the edge. So if you see, if I open up this one, you see I have these little tabs, and that's where I'm going to put my glue. So if I glue my tabs and then stick all the tabs together, that's what gives me the shape. You see, some of them aren't stuck down very well. So I need to make a triangle with tabs on the side of it. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that. If you go online and you do have a printer, you can get little templates that have this all done out for you, so you don't need to measure and cut and all that type of stuff. But I know that some people don't have printers at home. I don't have a printer at home, so you might be able to print out your templates. So I wanted to show you a way you can do it without your templates. So I am going to take my pencil and my ruler. So again, you can make it whatever size that you want. I tried to just keep it to one sheet of paper just because I don't like waste. I like to keep everything nice and neat. So I'm going to do mine that's just going to be the height of half of my piece of paper. So I just tell you what that is. That is 100 and just over 10 centimeters. Okay, so the height here is 10 centimeters. So I am going to do the base here. We probably do it maybe 8 just to give it, or maybe 9. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure from the edge. I'm going to measure 9 centimeters. So this is my 9 centimeter here. Okay, I'm also going to put a little dot halfways over. Okay, so 4.5 is halfway. Okay, I'm putting a little dot here, and I'm going to put a line up half or all the way up my halfway point. Okay, so I end up with this. So I know where the start of my triangle is going to be on the base and the end of it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line from the corner up to the top here, and from this corner up to the top here, and that will give me my triangle. Okay, it just means when you measure it that they're all going to be the same, because all of your triangles need to be the same for this. So I'm just with my ruler, I'm going from my corner down to where I have my line for my 9 centimeters. So you can see there, like that. Okay, so I'm going to use the back of this when I'm decorating, so you won't see all the lines, so don't worry about that. So once I have this done, what I need to do then is I need to put little tabs. Just measure that, that looks a wee bit off. 4.5. Oh, I measured that wrong, did I? Sorry guys, let me just double check that I have it right. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I know, that's right. So what I need to do now is I need to put tabs along the side, and all that is just a little extra piece of the card. So all I'm doing is I'm going to draw a line like this. Whoops. And again, it doesn't matter the width of these ones because you don't see these ones. So all I've done is I've drawn an extra line down along the side and an extra line down along the side here. Okay, so I'm going to fold this, and this bit here is going to be my tab. So if I colour that in there, just so you see, that's going to be my tab. All right, that makes sense? So if I fold this over halfway, like that, I'm going to cut this in half here because I'll do it on 2. Okay, so if I cut that now twice, and I'm going to cut out where I have the tab lines. So I cut that out like that, and I cut that out, whoops, like that. Just gonna cut that in the middle there. So now I have 2 triangles that I can use. Okay, so again, I'm always doing ones that I can only have to cut once on them. All right, so I have that. So I'm going to do that again on this sheet of paper. So I'm going to measure it exactly the same as I did before, and then I'll show you how to fold them and do all the tabs. So this one I did, it was 9 centimeters. So let's do 9. And halfway is 4.5. So I'm going to do my line up at 4.5, like that. So I have my line done. So now I'm going to do from the corners up to the midpoint, up to the very top. So I'm going to line that up like that. And we do this one. Like that. So now I have my triangle again, and I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm just going to draw a line for my tab. So I'm just drawing a thicker line all the way down to the side, and I'm going to fold this over so I have it about the same. So I'm going to cut it twice rather than, or cut it once rather than having to cut them all individually. So cut this wee bit off. When I did the smaller one, I was able to do I was able to fold this 4 times. So the smaller you do it, the more or the less you need to cut actually. I was able to draw them small enough. I was able to get 4 triangles out of one long piece of paper. But you experiment. This one we're going to do a wee bit bigger anyway. Okay, so I'm cutting for my tabs. Like that. So I now have 4 of these. They look kind of weird shaped ones. But what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to fold along these lines here so that it's going to give me a triangle. Now what can be a little bit difficult is on this one you don't see the lines, so that can be a little bit hard. So what I do on these ones is I just put a little mark here. I'll show you this now, and a little mark here. So what I'm doing is I'm putting a little mark on the one that doesn't have lines on it, so I know this is my center point. And at the bottom I am putting a little line where the edge of my tab is, so I know that my tab is just going to be this width here. Okay, that makes sense? So we fold the first one and then we'll see. So I'm folding along this edge, and because I'm going to use this side, I don't want to see all the bits I have marked here. I'm going to fold it in this way. So all I'm doing is using the pencil as my guide, and I'm folding it along the pencil line, and I'm going to fold this one. So fold this again. So it looks like this on the inside where I have these little tabs like that, but when I turn it out this way, it just looks like a triangle. So this is where I'm going to put my glue. So you're just joining us, guys. We are making our little teepees today. So we're just making all the little triangles that we're going to stick together, okay? So with this one, I have my little tabs all done. This is the one that doesn't have the markings on it. So again, I'm using this as the point and this as the edge of the tab. So I can use that to guide me. So I'm just going to fold it. And again, it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. So folding the tab like that. So I've one of them done, and I'm folding it again. So I know that this here is the edge and this is the point. Whoops. And so this was saying it can be a little bit footery. It's good to challenge yourself sometimes. So now I have my folds done on this one, and I have my triangle. Okay, so you can do that, no problem to you. So I'm just going to fold this one, which I'm folding it inwards. So you need 4 of them. You can do 5 actually and make it, is it a pentagon, or what's the shape with 5 sides? Is it a hexagon? Julie, do you know?
Yeah, pentagon.
Pentagon, yeah, pentagon.
5.
Pentagon has 5 sides, so you could do 5 one as well. So again, I've just made my little flaps on this one, and I'm going to do the same on this one. So if I measure again where my point is, just so I get it right. Oops. I'll do my point on the other one as well, just to be sure. The more even they are, the better. And I have a little just there. Okay, so do, and it doesn't matter what width you do the flaps, it doesn't matter. Just do them wide enough that you can put lots of glue on them and that you can stick them down then. So if they're too skinny, it's going to be too hard trying to get them to come together. So just make sure they're wide enough for you to work with. Now, so I have all my triangles done. So I've 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles. Okay, so with one of them you need to do a little doorway. So all I did was cut out a little triangle. So you could do it, you know, different ways if you want. I thought with this one we might do one and see if we could roll it back. So like you would with a tent, you would roll the flap of the door back. So I'm just going to cut up into the middle, kind of halfway up one of them, and I'm going to just bend it over like that. So it's like a little doorway. I'm going to do the same on this one. So it's more like that. So you don't have to cut it out completely. You can just put the flaps back like that. Okay, so before we stick it, we're going to decorate them. So again, the decorating them, you can do it whatever way you want, totally up to you. So I just did a couple of little triangles down the bottom and some little dots and stuff. So let's do some other little decorations on it. And again, some of them, like I did really well on this bit, they kind of joined up. Some of the stuff you might do, like this one here, doesn't join with that one, so oopsie daisies. So some of them decorations you might do when it's all joined together. So the likes of lines going around, you might do that when it's all joined together. Okay, so let's get decorating this one. So I'm going to take out my Sharpie, and I have some markers as well here that I'm going to use. Now, what you can do is you can decorate these before you fold them if you want. I just found that I kept decorating outside the flaps and stuff, so I like to be able to see where the edges are. So with this one, let's go around it again. Let me see. So I'm just going to do some triangles again. So just humpy bumpy bits like that. So you could use lots of colours. And again, I used cream paper, but you could use whatever paper, whatever colour paper. You could use a pattern one as well if you wanted. And on this one. Yeah, I'm not being too even here, but that's okay. Now you can colour in all these bits. I'm not going to colour them in today because, well, I think it'd be boring news watching me colour in, but I'm going to do some different designs and things on it. I was thinking as well that you can use stickers, so I do have some stickers here as well that we can use. So let me pull out some of these that are the same kind of shape. Let me see, what do I have? I have loads of different ones. There's a red one. These are all different. Of course, they're all different. Let's see. With another purple and blue and green. All right, so I might do, there's a pattern there. So I have blue and purple ones. So I can use those on my teepee as well. What I might do is to do some with a Sharpie. Whoops. I might do some decorations as well. So I might just do even some wavy lines. I'm just going to see if I can measure them up so I get the lines kind of the right, joining up with the right sides. Like that. And do another one like that. So if I put then my stickers down, so put a sticker in the middle like this one. So we'll alternate them. I think I'll put green at the front of my one. So I might just put green at the top like that. Purple and one more green, like this. Lovely bubbly. And I think we need some colour on this one. So what about some orange? What about doing maybe some diamond shapes? So we put orange diamond shapes either side of the flowers. So we have like that. So I'm going to do that on each of them. So one of the things with these is that they are technically meant to be symmetrical. I was reading a little bit about it last night about teepees, and they're saying that when they decorated them, they always tried to be symmetrical with their designs, and that they would have decorated them before they would have put them up. So they decorated them flat often. So then we do two more diamond shapes here. Oops, that's a wonky diamond. Like that. And what about maybe some blue? I think we might do some blue. So I might do a blue circle underneath my diamonds. Like that. And underneath this one. And this one. And I think, what other colour have I? Maybe red. So I might do a little bit of red at the top. So rather than filling it in completely, I'm just going to do little red like that. And this one. I see lots of people actually camping outside in their backyards. I don't know if any of you guys have done that. Been camping outside if you have a tent. So now we have all of these done. Okay, so you can keep decorating them and doing lots of different colors and lots of different things. So decorate them as you want. But now we're going to put them together, and what that entails is just loads of glue and a little bit of patience. So I'm going to start with one of them. So with one, I'm going to put glue all over my tab. So the tabs, as you know, are all bent back. So I'm going to put glue on one tab and glue on the other. Now don't worry about it drying, it's not going to dry that quick. So I now have glue on one of them. I'm going to take my second one and I'm going to put glue on that tab. So lots of glue, use loads and loads of glue. You can use PVA glue, but I find it gets a wee bit too wet. It does mean you can move them around a little bit, but I find it just a little bit too wet. So now that I have glue on 4 of my tabs, I'm going to put 2 of my tabs together. So if you see, when I put the 2 tabs together and squish it down really, really hard, you want to line up the top and the bottom. So this should all be equal because you've measured them all out. And with any luck, mine are going to be equal. So just make sure you give them a really good squeeze, like that. So my one with the door on it, I'm going to put the tabs, glue on the tabs of this one. So loads of glue around it. And loads of glue on this one as well. And I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to put my tabs together, line them up, and squeeze them together. You can leave them down flat for now. Just squeeze them together. So this should be lining up a little bit like that. This one is a little bit long. This is going to be a wee bit lopsided, but that's okay. What does Tara say? Wonky is wonderful. Tara only says that because Tara makes lots of mistakes. That's the only reason. So my last one, I'm going to put lots of glue on my last triangle. A wee bit more. And I'm going to do exactly the same as I've done with the others. I'm going to line up with one of my others, and I'm going to line it up so that the tops are all joining. So I end up with like this. Now, as I say, if you have a printer at home, Google and you'll get loads of different TP online templates, and it gives you this template where it gives you to cut out this pentagon type of shape. So it can be easier if you do have a printer, but if you don't, you can do it this way. And to be honest, I prefer doing it these kind of ways where you have to cut and stick and make yourself. I think it's more satisfying when you finish the craft. Now, before I'm going to put it all together, what I want to do is to get a feather or a couple of feathers, whatever you have. I have my box of feathers. This is my feather box. This is the great thing about having a craft shop. You have boxes full of weird things. Like we have unicorn horns as one of our boxes. And rabbit ears is another box. So I'm taking out, you see these are all sticking to my fingers. So let's take out, oh, what about a big blue one? Oh, I like that one. So we'll just take one big blue one. On this little teepee, I had 3 little feathers in this one. So I had some small ones as well. But I think we might put a big one in this one. So you don't need to put any glue into it. It's just when you are sticking it together, you just want to put the feather in it. So what I want to do now is these two tabs have glue on them, so they're still sticky. I'll just give them another go over. You can't have enough glue in this craft. So all I'm doing now is I'm going to bend these together. Now this is where it can get a wee bit tricky. I'm going to bend them together into the shape that I want, and just before I finish I just want to push my feather in so there's a little bit of space there. So I'm going to get these tabs to come together, and I might just take a little bit of pushing and shoving and moving and whatever just to get them together. So I have it that, and get into the back of it, because this is where the tabs really are. So you might have to put some together that you had already that have come apart a little bit, like this. What you'll find is when the glue is dry, it can come apart a little bit, so you might just have to leave it to dry a little bit. But it's a teepee. We have another teepee. So what about that? I think that's something that you could manage. Now some of the edges aren't perfect, but I could go back with glue and I could stick those again if I wanted. I could put a little bit more glue up at the top, and even just squishing that together a little bit and holding it for a little minute just to make sure it sticks is a good idea. But what happens is your fingers get all sticky. So that is our little teepee, guys. Are we liking our teepee? So I think you could manage that one. As I said, today's one is a little bit more difficult, but hopefully you'll be able to figure it out. As I say, do go online and get the template. If you want to use a template, it can be easier. So let's put these onto our village. So let me bring this back up, guys. Hello, hello, hello. Who is watching? Oh, hey. Hi, guys. So Jackie is watching from across the road. Jane is watching from Kildare. Brie is watching from the other end of the county. How are you? And Neve says she loves it. Oh, great. Lovely. So let's put these in our village, guys. So if you have just joined us, because some of you may not have been on before, we are doing a craft village. So, oh, this has come apart. Our little craft village, all the crafts that we are doing, we are putting into a little village. Sorry, I'm talking and trying to fix my teepee at the same time. We've been putting all our crafts into our little village. So with the village, we have loads of things on it. So I'm going to show you the village now. So I'm going to turn it around and show you. This is our craft village. So over the last couple of days, or last month I suppose, we have been making loads and loads of different crafts. So if you can see all of these, and Julie's trying to fix our Viking ship, which is falling down. So all these different crafts we have been making over the last month. So every craft that we do, we are popping them down. So with my teepees, where we put our teepees? What about somewhere up here? We might put them beside our scarecrows. So yesterday we made scarecrows. We made this one yesterday, and we made this one yesterday. Let's just show you some of them up close. We did strawberries, we have fish, there's apples over there, tractors, rainbows, fairy doors. We did these little butterflies the other day, flowers, of course. We did an aquarium. You know, you need an aquarium in your village. So let's put our teepees down. So maybe this is a little campsite up here. This is Tara's camp. No, this is Julie's campsite. This is Julie's campsite. So Julie is going to invite some bands in, I think, and have a little festival up here on her own with some friends. So guys, that's it. I'm going to bring you back here.
Hello, hello. So that's it for today. So today was teepees. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're able to make them. And again, do send me pictures. I love, love, love to see pictures of what you're making. Even if it's not things that you're making with me, it's things that maybe you're just making at home. Do send me pictures. It's great inspiration to see what other people do as well. We all get ideas from each other. So guys, that's it. I'm going to love yous and leave yous, and I will see you tomorrow. Julie is an Indian. Yeah, just in case you didn't realise what she was doing, you think I just work with weirdos. Well, I do work with weirdos.
I'm glad you recognised what it was.
But anyway, so good luck from me and from Indian Julie. All right, bye.
Ow.